Congrats to all the Lululemon investors. Lululemon has surged more than 30% in the last 6 months. Recently, Lululemon has released the last quarterly earnings, its third quarter earnings. So I'm going to go over the key highlights today. I'll also go over what are my thoughts about that. The big pop, 30% plus pop in the last 6 months. What does it mean for the stock? Is it a hold or is it a sell, or should you buy more? Now, to help you all out, instead of just giving you highlights and giving you my thoughts, I actually want to show you the process that I go through with any company that I invest in my portfolio. So in today's video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process of what I download, what I look for, and what I look for as missed opportunities and catalysts, or things I see that are red flags, so that you, can do this on your own. So if you are a Lululemon investor and hold the Lululemon stocks and not sure what to do with your stocks, or you're an aspiring Lululemon investor because you're purchasing a ton of apparel and you're like, how do I make money off this company? Then you definitely want to check out today's video. Now, all I ask of you is that this video has helped you any way, shape, or form, please smash that like button. It'll mean the world to me. So let's get back with the video. Now, with any company that I invest in, I always do a spot check every quarter. In this case, I'm going to do a spot check on Lululemon. So the 3 things that I always do when I do a spot check is look at its latest earnings report. I look at the conference call transcript, not the audio version, but the transcript, because I read a lot faster than I do just listening to a call. But if you're super an audio person, then you can definitely just listen to the conference call, but you can also get the transcript. And the third thing I do is I download the investor's presentation from the investor relations website on Lululemon. Now, when I look at any quarterly earnings, the 3 things I quickly look for is growing revenue, growing net income, and growing profit margins. And if all 3 check, well, then you can expect that the company is obviously doing super well by growing, and making a lot of dough. As you can see, Lululemon has totally knocked out this earnings report. It is definitely doing awesome. Just because your revenue is growing, it doesn't mean you're actually going to make a lot of dough. So what I'm looking for, bottom line, is that with the revenue growth, it translates directly to net income, which is the same as people saying earnings growth. And you can see that Lululemon is projected to boost their earnings per share this year, which is like amazing. So this is all on track. Now, the next thing I look for is looking for future projections, like the company outlook. Now, a lot of times companies are really bad at giving forward guidance, but I think that Lululemon's been around for a very long time. They have a proven track record. So I would say that I could actually give it a lot of confidence with its forward guidance. When you look at the latest quarterly earnings, its revenue is projected to jump from $4.4 billion to $6.2 billion, which is a 41% increase from last year, which is like amazing. So Lululemon's obviously doing super well in the time of the pandemic, in the time of supply chain issues, uncertainty. I think that Lululemon is just doing a great job. And I think with this forward guidance, it just really helps with our confidence levels. All this shows is that Lululemon has an amazing brand. There's no excuses for last year. It didn't matter that there was a pandemic. It didn't matter that there was supply chain issues. It didn't matter what happened last year, because Lululemon is completely robust and resilient, and people love their apparel. Hey everyone, if you want an in-depth look at Lululemon and its future vision, like the power of 3, if you don't know what that means, you might want to check out this video up here. So the next thing I'll look for is I'll go download the investor's presentation, because I really want to see, is it on track in hitting its power of 3 vision, which is growing its men's apparel. 2 is massively increasing its international presence. And 3rd is to double its digital revenue, which is like selling its apparel online, like direct to consumer. And now the key takeaway from its investors presentations is that I could see double-digit growth in all 3 lines, being men's growth, digital revenue, and international presence, which is like amazing. So I could say that its company outlook is definitely well on track, and it's keeping up with momentum, and I'm really getting bullish on Lululemon. Now, the next thing I'll look for is I'll look at the latest quarterly earnings transcript, and I'm looking for missed opportunity, like potential catalysts that it's going to propel Lululemon from today to way bigger Lululemon in 5 years. Now, the 2 things I see in Lululemon's transcript are, 1, its Mirror acquisition, which is turning Lululemon from a completely apparel company to with a fitness spin and a tech spin so that it can compete with the likes of Peloton. So, and the second thing is that it is actively buying back shares. In fact, in the last few years, it was able to buy $500 million worth of shares, and recently it was given the okay to buy another $500 million worth of shares, which to me is like very, very bullish. The fact that you're able to repurchase not just your outstanding stock, but the actual shares, which is like saying, hey, they totally believe in the company. Now, I actually want to share my growth thesis for Lululemon with the Mirror acquisition. Now, this is going to be very speculative in nature because there's nothing proven, but the one thing I really like about Lululemon is its brand potential, and it's kind of like a cult-like appeal with Lululemon. It's like Apple. Like whenever Apple releases a product, there is so many people that are just going to go and buy whatever Apple releases. Same with Tesla. Whenever a new car gets released from Tesla, well, there's a lot of people who are Tesla fans and will buy that car. So I think there's brand power with Lululemon. Now, the fact that Lululemon started in Canada, like in Vancouver, a long, long time ago, and there's a huge bond between Canadians with Lululemon and its brand power, I really think that with the Mirror being released in Canada and over the next few months, it's going to actually do exceptionally well. And I really like the fact that you can actually sign up to Mirror and get one-on-one personal training with Mirror, which is like, I think something that no one has done that I know of. So I actually think that this is going to be a huge catalyst for Lululemon. Now, I don't know how much the revenue will look like, but hear me out. I want to give you my thesis here. Apple started out with the iPhone, eventually and then it became the iPad, and it just sold you a ton of services, okay? Same with Tesla. Tesla started with a car, and then they're selling full self-driving, and then they have insurance, and then they're just selling you a bunch of services in addition to just having a car. So what I'm trying to get at is that a lot of companies start out as hardware, something that you wouldn't think would make a lot of money. But in fact, because so many people adopt it, then it's so much easier to sell digital services. And I think that's where Lululemon's going to start branching into that. Yes, the Mirror acquisition, the Mirror is a very expensive device, but if they do it really well by getting the right instructors, having a very strong community, which they already have, and they attract top-notch personal trainers, and the fact that they already kind of have a cult appeal, I wouldn't be surprised if Lululemon does really, really well for the upcoming decade with the Mirror acquisition. So it's going to start with you buy the Mirror, and then you get suckered into the membership, and then all of a sudden 5 years later, you've been paying Lululemon for the 5 years for all their classes. So this is my growth thesis, that the hardware service is actually going to translate into a lot of digital services, and it's going to sell a lot more Lululemon apparel. Given the recent pop of more than 30-ish%, I think close to 39% in the last 6 months, is Lululemon a hold, or is Lululemon a buy, or is Lululemon a sell? Now, I'm going to just be giving you the bottom line. Lululemon is actually trading at a rich premium right now. If you are a 5 to 10 year long-term investor, I think this is a great growth stock to add to your portfolio, because there are two things that haven't been priced into the stock, and that is the Mirror fitness equipment, and two, the fact that Lululemon is actively buying shares and taking it off the financial books. Okay, that means over time, its earnings per share, which is AKA its net income per share, is going to increase over time. Just look at Apple. Even though Apple hasn't really grown its revenue like 10-15% like in a long, long time, its stock price has been increasing because Apple has been actively buying back and like retiring its shares. And that's the same thing with what Lululemon is doing, because it's making a ton of cash. So am I selling my Lululemon stock? Hell no, I'm not selling my Lululemon stock. I'm a long-term growth investor. I am quite bullish about Lululemon, even though it's trading at a premium, the fact that it has amazing brand potential, the fact that it's becoming more of a tech play, which means high profit margins, the fact that it's growing its profit margins over the past 5 years, and the fact that it's going to become more and more of a cash cow because of its digital revenue, which means very low overhead. It's like a no-brainer as a long-term hold. I believe in 5 years' time, Lululemon is going to be much more valuable than it is today. So it's a long-term hold for me. So if you are in the same position, I would say please hold on to your Lululemon stock and just forget about the volatility over the upcoming months. Whenever you look at the charts, when in doubt, zoom out. So I hope you found this video super helpful by just showing you the steps that I take, looking at its latest quarterly earnings, what I look through in its investors presentations, what I look for in its company outlook. If you found this valuable in any way, please give me a thumbs up. And if you love stocks and real estate, I'm a Canadian YouTuber that talks about investing in real estate, investing in stocks to grow your income, build your wealth, and, well, obviously live your ideal life. So please hit the subscribe button and that bell notification button. I'll see you next video.